What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean and Green Lawn Service in beautiful South Georgia. Dark South Georgia. Show y'all what I got here. I've already talked about this in a video, but advanced chute system. Y'all know I got this on 3 mowers already. I got the grass slap on one of them, advanced chute system on the other 3. I like the advanced chute system. Now, you know, I just like it. I like it for the price point, the durability. My X1 has had it on there for 3 years. Man, we have hit stuff with the bar and bent it back into place. I mean, it just really seems to work. So bought that for the new Super Z. Never seen a cover so easy to get off. Pull the pin, slide the rod out, it's off. So very easy to get prepared. So I got one there. I don't know where they all are. I know I got 1 or 2 under the shelter out there. I got one right there. I keep those things because if I ever go to sell the mower, you know, I'll give it to the person buying it. I probably won't ever sell anything, but if I do, if I do, man. So anyway, here's what we got right here. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this thing. Now, I'm not gonna go through probably the installation of it. I've got 2 other videos at least, if not 3, where I install one of these. Nothing really changes. It's pretty simple to do. And I'm not gonna make a 30-minute video on it. Probably what I'll do, and I don't even know if I'm gonna finish it tonight. I'm just gonna unbox it and show you what's in there, just so you can kind of see the parts to it. I may not actually put it on till tomorrow. So let me get the box opened up and I'll show you what we got. All right, so this is what an open box looks like. I did take the packing material out. You can see it up there. It does come with some instructions. It also shows you where you can go online to advancedchutesystem.com for an instructional video on assembly and installation. So anyway, this is going to give you a lot of dimensions and all that kind of stuff, spacers and all that kind of stuff. I mean, you can read. I'm going to let you read that. Here we have the let me get it all out and then I'll show you. Alright, so we got the actual chute blocker, which this is, I don't know what gauge this is, but this is very, very durable steel. In fact, I have hit something before. I don't remember if it was a solid pine cone or what, or a chunk of wood, but I hit something hard enough to knock this up with it closed, and it didn't even dent that up. You got the plate that mounts to your deck. Of course, you got your handle, and then you have a little hardware kit, and it's got the spring in it. It's got all the mounts and stuff, all the bolts, and all the shims. And so what'll happen on this, what I do, like right now, I got that just sitting up there, and what I do is I mount this plate to it, and I want to make sure when I mount that this bottom corner up above the deck just a little bit. So I want to make sure that I try to get mine up above the deck a little bit. Now the deck's never on the ground, but I just do that to protect it where something would hit the deck and lift the deck up before it hit this chute blocker and, you know, bend it up or rip my bracket or something off. So that's just kind of what I do. And so what I do is I put this on here, and then I move it around to get it placed exactly where I want it on my deck. Now you'll see this one's got plenty of coverage. See how big that is? And what you do is you go on the site. I got mine from Ballard. I'm not suggesting you buy from Ballard, but you can. I got mine on Father's Day, got the 15% off. There's a lot of guys that have codes that you can use on Ballards. I think dispensers do. Brian's Lawn Maintenance does. I I'm not sure if Johnny with Blades of Grass does or not, but there's a bunch of guys that have codes that you can use to get 10% off anytime. 15% off for me. It basically covered the $15 shipping and the taxes. So I want to say this whole thing was $218 out the door, shipped to me, and I got it in, let me see, I got it yesterday. I ordered it on Father's Day, and I got it Thursday, so 4 days. So anyway, that's about it, man. So I'm going to go ahead and start putting this thing together, and then I will check back with y'all. All right, so I said I'm not going to walk you through this whole process, but I will show you some of the steps in it just real quick. You're going to want to take these bolts here. They're probably about, I don't know, 1.25 inches long or so. There's only 2 short ones in the packet. You're going to run them through. You do want to put the chute blocker on the in front of the mounting bracket, and the reason for that is this: when you put this handle in here, you're going to want that bolt to be in between. You're going to want this to come down in between these two. If you put that behind it, it won't. Now these here, all you have to do is just kind of snug them up. Shoot you a little bit of grease in there. Put you a little bit of grease in there if you want to. Every once in a while I just try to spray them with something. These may loosen up over time. These are nylock nuts. You don't have to worry a whole lot about it. You don't want it super tight. I got it snug now. Once I get everything installed, if it's too tight, I'll just back off of them, you know, a 1/4 turn or something like that. So, but that's what it takes to get the actual chute blocker mounted to the mounting plate. Now, I set this up here. We're going to take this off for now, because the next thing I'm going to do is I want to take this thing, just like I said a while ago, I want to get my alignment. I want to figure out where I want it to sit on the machine. Now, if you notice right there, I'm up just a little bit. So mine's sitting on top of these brackets that held my original chute. Is going to be about the right height. Obviously, I'm probably going to lift it up just a hair off of there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, and I'm going to grab some of these shims, right? Just get me an assortment of them. You can use one. You can use on one of my machines, I use 3 of these to get the right height. So all I'm going to do is figure out where my bolts are going to go. I know they're going to go on top of this. 2 of them will. And so then I need to see what's going to work for that. So that's going to be a little too short. That's the same size. If I go with one of these, see, one of these on this one is probably going to give me the height that I want. So I'm going to set that up there, and I'm going to try it and see. Now I just want to show y'all something real quick. You see that right there? See how high that is? That's going to be a little higher than what I wanted. So I'm not going to be able to use that big one. So what I'm going to end up having to do is, you remember I told you it's just about the right height sitting on here. So I'm actually going to end up using these 3, because 2 of them is not going to quite get me up above this. And so I'm going to use that one, this one, and this one, okay, up here. So, all right, I got my 2 holes drilled, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go up through here. Now, normally I would not put these this close together. I would have normally had the other hole back here, but here's the problem. This little deflector they have here that can be replaced, that helps bust up, supposedly, bust up the, you know, clumps of grass. So, anyway, what I do is I run the bolts from the bottom. And I do that just because the head of the bolt is flatter than the nut. You know what I'm saying? So it's just less, it's less under the deck for something to catch on, because this is in your chute area here. So, I mean, probably doesn't matter, but, you know, that's just the way I do it. And then when I get them up here, you know, I can cut off what I don't need sticking out the top. All right, now that we got it tightened down, we got a nice flat, you know, finish here, even here, just a little above even. And then of course it runs up at the back, but that's not gonna hurt anything. And now you can take and flip this up. And if you want to, you can cut those bolts off. Now those bolts are not really in the way, and I do not have my, I actually have my, well, the one that I would use for, I got a couple of grinders here, but they got flat disc on them. The one that I would use for that is actually down at the property. I'm using it to cut vinyl siding, so I'm not going to do that right now. So let's move on to putting the handle on. All right, for the handle, you're going to have this big nut. You can't really mistake it. You're going to have this little brass sleeve and these two nylon washers with the bigger holes in them. So you're going to want to slide one of them on, slide the brass piece on, put the handle on, all right, put this other nylon on, and then you want to put that nut on. And again, just like the that nut's getting tight quick. Oh, it's got a big piece of nylock in it, real thick piece of nylock. So we're gonna want to snug that down. But before I do that, I'm gonna go ahead and put my bolt and all in here and put my spring on and all that kind of good stuff. Okay, I put this spring in back here, and then I stretch it up over this. And all I did was with a pair of channel locks. And yes, these are actual channel locks made by Channel Lock. Just grabbed it and pulled it, put it over that. Then you come up in here, put this little nut on it here. And again, that's another nylock nut, 7/16, tighten it down. All right, and there we go. Those are a little bit snugger than I usually get them, but they'll probably loosen up some. From the operator's seat, right here, do have to lean over just a little bit. Of course, this seat could be, I suppose, slid forward. I'm not sure if it's, I'm not sure where it's at. I'm not even sure how to adjust it. Oh, there we go, yeah. You pull it up a little bit. Right there. Really depend on the operator though, you know. Because Elro probably wants it back, so. But it's just a matter of when you got your handles in and you're running like this, you know, just reaching out, grabbing it, open and close. I did consider going with a, I believe, Buster over at New Hope's, I think Green Guard, I think it is. Just an operator control. You can put it right here on the handle. I thought, you know, maybe for Elro or somebody that might be nicer. But these things are bulletproof, man. And I'm not saying the Green Guard isn't. I'm just saying that these are bulletproof. It also, on some of the models, and I have one for this, I didn't put it on because we don't really use them. There's a little cam locker that goes in here. And what it'll do when you go to close it, it'll leave it open, probably something like that. It just leaves a small gap in it, so if you want to blow out some grass, and then if you bump it again, it'll close all the way up. What I do on these, I mean, I drive these with one hand the majority of the, you know, a lot of time anyway, especially making longer runs. So I just use my left hand for the sticks, and I just reach over. If I want to go by something and just ease it, I pull it up about like that so it doesn't shoot way out, but so that it'll spread some. And not really an issue for me. The other ones do have the cams on them, but they get loose and they don't necessarily work like they're supposed to all the time. But you know, it could be for your application, you might want it. Now they do offer 3 bolts with this. I could have put one back here. I think the last 2 that I've done, I've only did the 2 bolts. And you know, it really seems to be tight. I keep all of this stuff. If I ever need to add to it, of course I could do that. So anyway, that's it, man. 2023 Hustler Super Z with the advanced chute system. What I was going to tell you earlier in the video, and I never got around to, I got sidetracked. If you go on Ballard, and again, I was saying, I'm not saying buy from Ballard, but if you do, if that's where you want to get it, or if you want to go on Ballard and find what you need and then buy it somewhere else, there's about 3 different models of this one. This one is a, let me look at it. I got to remember now. I'm not doing a very good job at remember. Okay, so this one is a ULS. This is a ULS. They have, as you can see right here, they have 6000B, 4800 MZ, a 6000 UBLS, a 6000 UBS, a 6000U. So they got all these different ones, is what I'm saying. Most of these I've never even seen. But if you go on Ballard, on the home page, you can put in your mower, brand, model, deck size, all that stuff, and it'll pull up all the products that they have that are compatible with your mower. So I went there, I put Hustler, I put Super Z, 60-inch deck, and then it pulls up all the different things that they offer that would fit this particular machine. Now, a lot of that stuff like this is universal. It'll fit a lot of different machines, but I suppose in some of them it's a different deck plate size or something, or chute size. I don't really know what the difference is. I think all of mine seem to have been this one. But you go on there, you can find out what you want. Then you can go to Amazon or wherever you want to get it. What I found is, if you go to Amazon or somewhere, you're going to pay more for it, but get free shipping. At the end of the day, it's all going to be about the same. The cheapest you might find one of these is if you Tractor Supply carries them, but it's hard to find anything in stock. So you could probably order it to your store. Might be a little cheaper that way. You know, I don't know. So just something to look into. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope this has helped somebody. Maybe you got a different brand or something. You've been thinking about a chute blocker system. You got any questions? Drop them in the comment. Again, this thing is very mechanical, very few moving parts. Works really well. So that's my 2 cents on it. Not sponsored by them, not sponsored by anybody, barely sponsored by Clean and Green Lawn Service, because, well, it does give me a check. So anyway, hey, appreciate you watching. My prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you and that you might see all of your blessings as from him. Have a great day.